Hello everyone, it is I, Mark S.W. Welcome to a new review video. I haven't done a review video for quite a long time, so hopefully I still have the magic touch. This review, I'm going to be looking at Wave 1 of the Gerry Anderson collection action figures by Master Replicas. Originally, these were going to be made by Big Chief Studios, and they were well known for creating figures of characters and actors, and very well detailed as well. But then in 2023, the company decided to be selfish and closed down. Now, I know a lot of companies closed down in 23, but the reason why Big Chief were selfish was because they wouldn't give a refund to those people who already made an order or a pre-order with them. So you can imagine how a lot of people were cross with them. Fortunately, I ordered the figures from the Gerry Anderson store, and they would give a refund if the figures weren't going to be made. But luckily they were made, so as you can see, I finally got them. And as I said, this is the first wave. There will be a second wave coming soon. As you can see, there are 6 figures in total, but I'm going to review 3 at a time instead of doing them one by one or trying to put all 6 into one video. So if you're looking forward to part 2, do subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon so you know when I upload the video. And also, if you'd like a shout out in my videos, or if you'd like to see some behind the scene footage and upcoming videos, then hit the join membership button so you can take a look at all the goodies that are coming. Okay, so the first figure we'll look at is Captain Troy Tempest from Stingray. Now, all the figures are 3.75 inches tall, and from looking at the detailing on Troy, it's impressive, really is. And to show you what I mean, compare it with this figure of Troy Tempest, which was made by Matchbox back in 1992. Note how, for a start, on the shoulder pads we have 3 different colours and not just one colour. We also have the golden outlines on his uniform, even on his belt. And the wasp logo is very well detailed as well. And as you can see, the original was more grey, whereas this new Troy Tempest has a more shiny silver uniform. So this already tells me that the other figures are going to be at least 100% accurate to their TV counterparts. Now, especially when it comes to the face. I mean, if you look at this new figure's face, much more accurate to the characters than the original figures. The only thing I've noticed with the new Troy figure, on his left arm he has the wasp logo, but on the right it's missing. I mean, you can just about see the groove of where it's supposed to go, but I don't know if it's just my figure or if anybody else has the same missing logo. Now, all the figures have articulation, so the head can turn 360 degrees. There's articulation in the arms, but of course because of the shoulder pads, Troy's arms can't go that far. And in the legs as well. My one criticism is that there's no articulation in the elbows and the knees, which means when Troy has to sit down, he sits down like this, like he's in a deck chair or something. He's not in a proper seat. Now, I know to some people that's not a big problem, but I don't know, it just bothers me a bit because I do animations, and if you have less articulation in the figures, it sort of limits to what they can do. There are 2 possibilities why Master Replicas didn't add more articulation to the figures. One of them could be because the figures are too small, which would seem unlikely because there are some 3.75 action figures that do have more articulation in them, like the ones by character options, the Doctor Who figures. The second option could be because maybe the designers were worried that if they saw like the grooves and the joints, that it would sort of ruin the figure. Well, not necessarily. I mean, if it's done properly, then they can get away with it. Now, underneath the figure, you have the legal gobbledygook and a hole in the shoes or boots. That's because each Anderson figure comes with a see-through display stand, so you can stand the figures up if they have trouble standing up on their own. Now, all the Anderson figures come with a little accessory, mainly guns. So Troy has his Wasp's ray gun, which, as you can see, is not only well detailed, but it's also way better than the one made by Matchbox. I mean, it's more accurate and it's got more colour. Plus, there's an added bonus. With the new Troy figure, he doesn't have to hold his gun all the time. The holster has been designed so you can actually slot the gun in, which is a really neat idea. I will confess though that getting the gun in the holster is quite tricky, and of course I don't want to force the gun in because as it's so small, the plastic's very thin, so I don't want to break the gun or snap it. Got to be very careful. I mean, the system's great, just maybe make the holster a bit bigger. Okay then, we'll now move on to the next figure, which is Scott Tracy from Thunderbirds. Again, if you compare this figure with the original one that Matchbox made in the 90s, again, there's definitely a massive improvement. I mean, starting with Scott's face, I mean, the eyebrows are a bit more sensible, and he doesn't have like a massive mouth. And if we take a look at his slash, his belt, again, with the Wasps, the International Rescue logo has a bit more detailing and a bit more colour in it. And those are two cylinders on his belt. They're the interchangeable nozzles for his gun. You can see that the colouring is correct and more accurate to the TV series. As I mentioned, articulation is the same, so the head can turn. Articulation in the arms. Of course, there's a limitation to the left arm because of the sash. There's also a limitation to the right leg because of the gun holster. So it's a bit stiff there. Probably the more times you do it, it might scratch the belt, so just keep it straight for the moment. And of course, like Troy's gun holster, Scott's is hollowed out so you can put his gun in. And of course, we have a hole under his boot so you can put it onto the peg of the stand. And here is Scott's gun, and again, very well detailed, especially with the grooves in the red part of it. I must admit though, I think the rest of the gun, maybe it's a bit too dark. I mean, to my knowledge, it should be a sort of dark blue, but it looks kind of black to me. What do you guys think? So like with Troy, you can have Scott posing with the gun in his hand, or you can put it inside his holster. Unlike Troy's, Scott's holster's a bit bigger, so the gun fits in perfectly. Much better. Now, along with the gun, Scott has another accessory, which is this toupee. I know it sounds unusual, but let me explain, because this is a great feature. You can actually take off the hat and the back of the hair, and then replace it with just hair. I just think it's a great idea. I wish they did it with the Troy Tempest figure as well, because he doesn't wear his hat all the time. Plus, it's a great homage to Supermarination, because if we just take off Scott's hair so you can see the back, see how it slots in. But it's a sort of tribute to Supermarination, because that's how they sort of got the puppets working. They would take off the back part of the head to gain access to the eyes and the mouth mechanism. I really do feel like I'm working with a Supermarination puppet, not just an action figure. So now we come on to the third figure and the last one for this video review, Captain Scarlet from Captain Scarlet and the Mysterons. And this was when the Supermarination puppets started to look a bit more human. So just compared Scarlet to Scott, you see we have smaller heads, smaller hands, and a thinner body. Now the original Captain Scarlet figure was made not by Matchbox, but by vivid imagination. And their figures actually had articulations in the elbows and knees. So you see, it is possible for a 3.75 action figure to have that kind of articulation. It's just a pity that Master Replicas didn't incorporate it. I know, I'm fussy when it comes to articulation. Again, we have the improvements on the face, which actually look like Scarlet, but I think mine has a dodgy right eye. If I zoom in, don't know if you can see, but it looks like there's a pupil missing from Scarlet's eye. Probably a painting error. I think I should be able to fix that. But apart from that, again, you have improvements with the uniform. So we have like the gold on the zip rings and on the belt as well. We have the Spectrum logo on the arms and the hat, both arms, of course. With the original figure, the Spectrum logo was a sticker, so sometimes it would fall off because it didn't stick very well. But this time it's been moulded on, just like the other logos. But you may have noticed that it's not different colours. It's got the gold, but it doesn't have like the spectrum, the rainbow. It's just red, or in this case, Scarlet. It's probably because maybe Master Replicas couldn't do a stripy spectrum, so they had to keep it simple, perhaps. Another thing I've noticed, with the original Scarlet figure, there would be like an indication on the cap to show where his microphone would be. But with the new figure, if I just tilt it, you can't see anything that looks like a microphone. So maybe MR forgot to add it on? I don't know. Again, articulation is the same. The head, the arms can go out further this time, and the legs. So it looks like Scarlet's falling. Once again, we have the hole in the boot, so we can put Scarlet on the stand. But unlike the Scott Tracy figure, you can't remove the hat on Scarlet, it just stays on. Which is a pity, because there are times where Scarlet doesn't wear his hat all the time. Again, like the others, the gun is well detailed, and it even has that red stripe to indicate it's Scarlet's. And it fits perfectly in the holster. Plus, the best part is that it doesn't interfere with the articulation of Scarlet's right arm. So now that I've reviewed the first three figures, we now come to the part of the video where I give them a rating out of 10. Now, honestly, I'm going to deduct 1 point from each of the figures because of the lack of articulation in the arms and legs. I know a lot of you say, oh, get over it. But it's my review, my rules, so ha. But overall, I'm giving Scott 9 out of 10 because I just love the idea of removing the hat and the head. It's, like I said, it's got that nostalgia feel, like actually working with the Super Mario Nation puppets. And if Troy and Scarlet had that technique as well, they too would have high points. Now because of this, I'm therefore giving Captain Scarlet 8 out of 10, and I'm giving Troy 7 out of 10. Now Troy is lower because, as I mentioned, the gun is a bit fiddly to get into the holster. Scarlet would have been lower because of the lack of the microphone on the hat, but I had to listen to my heart. I've got to give Scarlet a bit of a high mark. So at the moment you could say that Scott is in the lead, but once I review the other three figures, anything can happen in the next half hour. Well, anything can happen in next week because that's when I'll be doing the next review. So if you're looking forward to the next review, do give this video a thumbs up, make sure you're subscribed to my channel and you hit the notification bell so you know when I upload to the next part. And don't forget, if you'd like a shout out in my videos, or if you'd like to see some upcoming videos or behind the scene content, do hit the join membership button. So thanks for watching this video guys, and I'll see you in the next video where I'll review the other three characters and I'll also give you the conclusion of the whole Anderson wave. So see you then. over and out.